Yo, what is good, y'all? Back here with another video, and as you see by the title of the video, we have a special video that I am so hyped to bring y'all. It's top 35 players going into the NBA season of 2023-2024. So basically, the top 35 players right now in the NBA at the end of, the 2022-2023 NBA season. My top 35 NBA players right now. It's going to get controversial. It's going to get heated. I have a crazy list that I cannot wait to share with y'all. We're going to be filling it in, man. We've been banging out so many videos ever since the offseason started. I told y'all I was going to come with y'all with the list, and this is the first of many. So 35 players. Y'all have to know who the top 35 players are. I think it's a perfect number to go with. The stars, the great players in our league, the players that we love to watch, the players that that are very debatable. So it's gonna be very, and this is just right now. It's right now. It doesn't have anything to do with who had the better season, this that. Just who's better. It's eye test. It's stats. It's all that. It's everything combined. Just who is better right now. So it's right now in 2023 at the end of the season. So I can't wait to do this with y'all. It's gonna be really fun. We're gonna get controversial, bro. We've been referencing to so many NBA moments since the NBA season's gone. I've done top 100 plays, top 100 dunks, top 50 I've been done so many moments already. So make sure to go check all those out. So many on the way. Still, there's like 10 of those in my vault that are waiting to get out every single day. So every single day we'll get some out. So make sure to stay tuned for those. And more lists. I can do a bunch of rankings with this. I can't. I can do top 10 point guards, top 10 shooting guards. I can do top 10 small parts. I can do a tier list. I did a tier list in the beginning of the season. Now I can do another one. So there's going to be a bunch more ranking type videos also for NBA, man. And that's NFL also, obviously. But we're talking about the NBA right now. So let's get into it. So before we start, I have an honorable mentions list of people that didn't make it, so let's just get started with it. It's right here. The honorable mentions of people that didn't make my top 35. Andrew Wiggins, who I believed was there last year. This year I was not able to put him there, but he's around. I would say top 40 still. Zach LaVine, who I think was there, but not this year. Not this year for me. Even though LaVine had a good year. He had a good year. He had a really good year, but I don't think he's top 35. I think he might be top 40-ish. Randall, who I was saying all year long wasn't top 35. Y'all was kind of coming after me in the comments with that when I was reacting, but he still isn't top 35 for me. Clay, Westbrook, CP3, not anymore, man. I think that's pretty obvious. Lauri Markkanen's debatable. He's right around there, but he didn't make the cut for me. Maxey, who isn't top 35, never has been, but he's good, so I just wanted to put him there. Middleton, who was there for me in the past, not there no more. DeJounte Murray, not there. CJ McCollum was in the past. Evan Mobley, Garland, and Halliburton. I think Halliburton's one where y'all might be like, what the hell? But for me, he didn't make my top 35. So let's get into the list. If you see me looking down, it's because I have my list right here. So at number 35, a player that I've talked a lot about, and I think y'all might consider this a little low, but for me, I think it's a perfect spot, and it's me putting a lot of respect on his name. For me, it's Bam. Oh, put it B. Bam. Bam played great in the playoffs, man. He really stepped up and became better as a player, in my opinion. Before the playoffs, I would have had him probably even outside the top 50, bro. I'm not going to lie. He was very inconsistent on offense in his career, which is why. And then defensively, he's good, but he's also can't guard the best. Like, he can't guard Jokic. He can't guard someone like Giannis. He can't guard, so it's not like he's like a shutdown defender. He's a good defender, borderline great defender, I don't think he has an all first-team defense, honestly. My knock on him is he can't be the second best player on a championship team, and I think a lot of people above him could be. So that's what I've been saying about Bam the whole time. He's a person that I've made a separate video on saying that. And that's what I have to say about Bam. I don't think he can be a second best player on a championship team. I think he's really good. I think I thought he was a little soft during this regular season, but in the playoffs he proved that wrong. I thought he could have scored more sometimes, and sometimes didn't look to score. I think he, all that, but he's a good player, man. He stepped up. I think 35 is a perfect spot for him. I think these people are still better than him that I'm gonna put above him. And yeah, that's just my opinion, man. I think Bam's good though. I really do think Bam is good, and he still has time to evolve and grow. But all right, next we got someone who was injured a lot of this year, but I still think it's really good. LaMelo Ball, man. LaMelo Ball is so good. He's so good. Great shooter, great playmaker. He's an underrated defender because he plays the pass. One-on-one, he can't go play, but he plays the passing lane very well. Gets a lot of steals. I think he's a huge difference maker. I think he's gonna have a great NBA career, man. I hope his brother gets better soon, Lonzo, man. I think LaMelo's really good, man. I think LaMelo's really good. Some people might say, how can you even put him over Bam? You could say favoritism, maybe you could say that, but I'll give the offense to him, defense to Bam. I think he gets his teammates involved more. No, Bam's actually a good passer too, but obviously not on LaMelo's on handles, threes. I think LaMelo's really good, a full season healthy. I think this kid's gonna be really great, man. I think this man is gonna be really, really good. Next, we got JJJ, Jaren Jackson Jr. I think Jaren Jackson is the sky, man. I think Jaren Jackson is really, really good. Obviously, one of the best defenders in the NBA, the Defensive Player of the Year reigning. He's a better defender than Bam, and then I think he has a better offensive game than Bam. I think he can shoot threes. I think he can even be more aggressive than he is. I think JJJ is really good. I think he has a great future in this league. I think that he can lead the league in box damn near every year probably. And he's just really good. So that's where I got Jaren Jackson Jr. Next we got Brunson. I got Jalen Brunson at 32. Jalen Brunson had an amazing year. There's some people here that might get a little controversial with Brunson, but I think Brunson is really, really good. He proved me wrong this year. I did not think the Knicks getting him was gonna make any difference whatsoever, but he completely carried them to the playoffs into the second round. Clutch plays after clutch plays, able to make his own shot. Best player on the team, the closer. Shout out Brunson, man. He had a great year. Deserves every cent of money he got, and it's well worth it for the Knicks. So Brunson had a great year, and he's worked himself in. He's never been a top 35 player, so I have to give that credit. Next, we're going with someone who I criticize a lot, but I still think has a lot of potential. He said something recently that I actually didn't even speak on that was crazy. Cat, he said he thinks he can change the game. Cat, you're going to have to do a lot, man. You think as a shooting big man? I honestly don't. Jokic might be a better shooter than you. Like, I'm so serious. Like, Jokic might be a better shooter than you, Cat. Like, I don't know who you think you are. You need to get your mental right. You need to get stronger. You need to get better on defense. You obviously could shoot, and your offensive game is good, and you have a lot of potential. Just straight on potential, you're at 31. You haven't even proved that, in my opinion. But straight on potential and talent, I think you're 31. I do think Cat is really good, man. He was injured a lot this year, so got to give that a pass. But we'll see how he comes next year, man. Next year, it's a big year for Cat. It's a big year for Cat and the Timberwolves in general. Next, we got someone who you all might say is really high, but I have tremendous respect for, and I think is really good and has been one of the most underrated players in the league forever. And that's my guy, Drew Holiday. I think Drew Holiday, one of the best defenders in the NBA, one of the best defending guard. He's really good on offense. He had a 50-point game this year. His offensive game hasn't evolved. I think Drew Holiday is really good. I think he's underrated, underappreciated. He did have a bad playoff series, but other than the bad playoff series, he's been killing it for the last 2-3 years, and I think Drew Holiday is really good. So I have Drew Holiday at 30. Shout out Drew Holiday, man. All-Star this year, too. I think Drew Holiday is a really good player, man. I really do. So I have him at 30. Next, we got Brandon Ingram. I think Brandon Ingram's really good. I think he was injured a lot this year. Again, another player that was very injured this year. He can get his own shot whenever he wants. I would like to see him improve on defense. That'd be really special. If the Pelicans were healthy, I think they were the number one seed. I think they are a championship team when they're fully healthy. Again, he's like KD, can really get his own shot, man. The year before this year in the playoffs, he was going crazy. That's when he really put me on notice. I think Brandon Ingram's really good. I think he just needs to stay healthy. If he stays healthy, I think he can even move up on this list. He's a very good player. He's a player that can average 25, in my opinion, and I really like Brandon Ingram a lot. Next, right there, we got my guy, Pascal Siakam. Obviously, Siakam, really good player, both on offense and defense. Been underrated for a while now. Does his thing every single year. Can get probably the best spin move in the NBA. Can really lay. Can shoot the three. Can stretch the floor. Could be the second best player on the championship team, as we saw with Kawhi Leonard and the Raptors in 2019. Even though you could have argued that Kyle Lowry was second best player, and that team was really stacked. But he's a great player in my opinion. You know, he averages 25, 5, and 5 this year, and that's unreal. Like that's amazing, man. He gets his teammates involved. He plays defense. I think Pascal Siakam's really good, underrated, man. I mean, he's been good for a while now. So, yeah, Pascal Siakam is him, in my opinion. Next, we got someone who was once a top 7 player, MVP, someone really good who was on the downfall a bit, who had a good season though, you know, especially. Let's talk about it. Let me put him in. James Harden. So James Harden, he's fallen off obviously a bit. I prefer the Houston James Harden play style over the play style he plays in Philly, but obviously it's hard with Joel Embiid. This passing James Harden, yeah, he had the most assists, and that's great. But I think it's more effective when he's scoring, as we saw in Game 1 against the Celtics. Obviously they choked against them. Harden disappeared a lot. He had some big games. You know, I still think Harden can shoot. I think he can be better than. I would rather see him try to score than play the role of the passer. That's just me. Obviously, he can't play any defense, but he's really fallen off a lot, man. He's not as good as he once was. I don't know. That's all I gotta really say about it. It's tough, but that's just the way it is. Next, we got Bradley Beal, man. Bradley Beal, the new Phoenix Sun, we will be rooting against you. I've liked Bradley Beal his whole career. I think he's a really good scorer. I think he's underrated. Early in his career, he was a catch and shoot guy with John Wall, kind of, so that can benefit him on the Suns. Then he had to take the first role and get his own shot. He was able to do it. Average, 29 the 1 year? Averaging 29 is crazy. Or at least I remember when that was insane. Now they're averaging 30 plus, but hey, Beal is a really good player. Obviously, he can improve on defense a little, but I mean, he's a better defender than Harden. So I think Beal's better than Harden right now. I just gotta stay healthy. That's all. A lot of these guys, I think, it's just health, man. That's really a lot of these guys. It's just health. But I got Beal at 26, man. Next is a guy who had an off year, probably his first off year in a while, and he's just Levine's teammate, and a lot of people. And Levine had the better year for sure, but I still think DeMar DeRozan's a better player, especially just with his resume and what he's done in the league, and even the eye test. Just like DeMar is so good, man. I mean, he's started shooting a little more threes this year, which is crazy. But you know the way he can dunk, just one of the greatest mid-range shooters of all time, a top 7 mid-range shooter, top 5 mid-range shooter of all time, unguardable, absolutely unguardable. Does this thing. I have so much respect for him. I have to put him in the top 25. And last year, I mean, his year was insane. He was up here last year, like for real, for real. But this year, you know, he took a step back. But it's all good. I expect him to come back different this year. DeMar is my guy. I love DeMar. I hope that he can get on like a playoff team or something. He deserves it. Like he had to force his way out. I don't know. Next is a guy with a lot of question marks, but the talent is through the roof. I think, dude, if this man played the full season, I think he's in the top 10. Like I think he's in the top 10. Zion Williamson is so good. When he was on the floor, he's shooting over 50%, averaging 25 blocks. The eye test and just the shots that he makes, it demoralizes the defense. The way he's just dunking and just bodying everyone, bitching everyone. I hope he comes back healthy, man. All you gotta stay healthy. Obviously, there's a lot of baby mama allegations and all that. Whatever's going on with that, I'm not here to speak on that. I'm here to speak on the basketball part. Pelicans, don't trade him. When he's healthy, you just gotta somehow make sure he tries to stay healthy, bro. Because when he's healthy, y'all were the 1 seed, and he is really good, man. I think that if he has a full season, he's up there, man. I think Zion Williamson is so good, man. I think he can develop a jump shot. I think he'll be able to play make in his career. Don't sleep on Zion Williamson. I think he's really, really good. Next, we got the person that was the clutchest player in the league this year, De'Aaron Fox. I think De'Aaron Fox is really good. He took a huge step this year. I think if he continues this pace, he'll be even higher next year. Great 3-point shot. Can play defense too. Obviously, probably the fastest player in the league. Can get any shot. Mid range is great. Probably a top 7 mid range shooter in the league right now, which is so effective for him. And then he gets to the basket whenever he wants. De'Aaron Fox is amazing. Next, we got a player that's really hated on, and y'all probably gonna say too high, but Trey Young. Trey Young's amazing. He's a top 3 passer in the league with LeBron and Jokic, in my opinion. If you're a big man, you want to play with Trey Young. I think if he can shoot a little bit better from 3, and he's a really great 3-point shooter, but if his percentage can be a little better, it'll be even more lethal. Obviously, he's the cone on defense. That's the really tough part about him, which is why his greatness will probably forever be questioned. But I think on the offensive end, he makes his team so much better. Way he passes the ball and can shoot, can get to the rim too. He's so crafty. I think Trey Young's amazing. You can debate Trey and Fox. I'm good with either one, whoever you want to put. I'll just take Trey for now because Trey's proved it. I mean, Trey's been to the conference finals, man. You know, like I respect that. Trey's a good player, man. I really do like Trey Young a lot. So let's see. At 21, we got PG-13. And I love PG-13. And it hates me to put him so low, but he can't stay healthy, and he just be goofing sometimes, bro. Like the way he plays defense, like sometimes he gets dunked on so bad, or he gets his ankles. He plays terrible defense in like the last moments. He'll get his ankles taken, bro. Like good player, like these players don't be getting their ankles taken like the way PG. He has embarrassing moments. Sometimes he just be passing it to nobody, like with these weird ass turnovers, and like he be airballing sometimes. That's the shit I don't know about. I don't know about that, you know? Like, I just don't know. I think PG-13 isn't as good as these next guys, man. And I think it's going to be a common thing because obviously getting older. He's a good defender. I don't know if he's a great defender anymore. I mean, he might be a borderline great defender, but there's a lot of better defenders, man. I'm just not. I love PG, and I hope I'm wrong because I root for the Clippers, and I want Paul George to win. Paul George is one of those top 5 players in the league that deserve to win a ring. I need to make a video on that. Actually, I'm gonna put that in my video ideas. Top 5 players that deserve to win a ring, because like, bro, he's one of them, man. 3rd ring. I'm putting that in my notes, bro. I have my, like, that really reminded me of that. Like, but that's how I feel about him. Next, we got someone that was a turnover machine in the conference finals, Jalen Brown. Honestly, I thought he would have been higher at the end of this year, but looking at the list, I couldn't put him over that many more. I couldn't put him over anyone else that was here. Jalen Brown, I think he's really good. He's a good defender. I think he can get better on defense still. Good on offense. His 3-point shot, I think, can improve. I think he can just improve so much. That's what it is with Jalen Brown. I think his potential is the roof. I think he just missed. He was missing a lot of shots this year in the playoffs. I think his 3-point shot could get better because he was missing a lot of threes. Man, he was missing a lot of threes. Um, so I think that can get better. And I think he's aggressiveness. I just think he needs to figure it out in Boston. That's what it might. It might just be the fit. I think his potential and talent for the roof, but it might just be the fit. Damn, that water tastes good. I'm not gonna lie. Some might say it's low, some might say it's not, but I just think it's a perfect spot for him. I think he needs to get better. I don't know. I feel like he was better the year before this year. Like that's why. I don't know. You know, like it's hard to explain with Jalen Brown, but like my eye test just shows that like he wasn't as good as these guys that are gonna be in front of him. And the next one is Ant-Man, who I think can be a top 10 player, man, in this league. I think he can be damn near the best player on a championship team. I think his potential for the roof. I think he's gonna his defense. I love his mindset, bro. He's a team player first. That was very questionable, but no, he's a team player first. He really is. Does everything for his team to have to win. Plays defense. One of the best defenders on his team. A team with good defenders, you know, and he's just gonna get better and better on defense. I like that he takes that chance. I like that he takes no nights off. Really athletic, can dunk, obviously, and he can really shoot. Ant-Man's potential for the roof. He's gonna be higher next year, man. I hope the Timberwolves do good next year, for real. Next, we got NBA champion Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray, man, impressed me so much. Put all that noise to rest. Coming back from the injury, not many players can do that. You have to feel so good for Jamal Murray and be so happy for him, man. You have to be so happy for the man. He's a great player. Deserved the championship. The shot making and ability was unreal. Some of the best in the league. I think he can even get better. I was saying it throughout the whole regular season. He was gearing up for the playoffs. He looked healthy. He looked good, and he did his thing, man. So shout out to Jamal Murray because the last 2 years he wasn't even top 50. No one was even talking about him, and now he's him. So shout out to Jamal Murray. You did a great job this whole playoff run. You were making shot after shot, and not many people can do it. And honestly, I think you can even be higher on this. But I just Jamal Murray's still gonna get of the NBA criticism world. He can be even higher. Probably is. But it's just that's the way it is with him. People aren't gonna rate him high, and you can even say he's higher than this. I'm sure people wouldn't put him over Paul George and Ant-Man and people like that. Harden, Siakam. Like people wouldn't do that, but I'm doing that, and I think that you can even put him over some of the people I'm putting, but I'm still not. Like I think he's that good. I think his potential is through the roof. He proved himself most importantly. So hey, that's how I feel. Next. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm gonna fix it, man. I can't put this person in front of Jamal Murray. I can put the rest in front of Jamal Murray. I can't put this person in front of Jamal Murray. There's no disrespect to this person. I love this person. I think this person is amazing. I think this person is absolutely amazing. I really, really do. I love this person. He's one of my favorite players to watch in the league. His future is so bright. His future is so, so, so bright. Like y'all, like his future is, oh my God, he's gonna be a great player. He led a team this year that had no business being as good as it was to the play-in tournament. Shea, man, triple doubles, can shoot. One of the clutchest players in the league. I think he's gonna get better and better. If he gets a little more help, man. The Paul George trade, look, he's better than Paul George, and now it's freaking. And they gave up everything, man. So like the Clippers should have kept Shea, man. Shea is great. I love watching him. Great clutch player. Averaged like 30, bro. He went crazy, man. He went crazy. If you had a better team, who knows? Maybe you replace Shea and Murray. Shea is better than Murray, but that's just the way I think. Shea's amazing, man. I love Shea. I think he's really good, and yeah. 16. Kyrie Irving. Where is he going to end up? Who knows? But I think, obviously, the greatest ball handler of all time and the greatest finishers around the rim of all time, a really clutch player in this league. I think he's still slept on to this day. Obviously, not the greatest defender, and obviously, he has to prove himself again, in my opinion. I really do think he has to prove himself again, man. But I still think just based off talent, eye test, and just what he's done in his career, he's no lower than this. But Kyrie's great, man. Great in my opinion, but obviously got a lot of issues off the court and all that. I'm not here to get into that. I don't really care about that. That doesn't have anything to do with me. Honestly, a lot of people have him lower than 16 in my opinion, which is crazy, But I do think he needs to prove himself once again in the playoffs. It's been a long time since Kyrie has dominated any playoffs whatsoever. It's been a long ass time. Yeah, it's been since they won the chip. Like ever since then, he has not done anything in the playoffs, man. So it's just been a really long time. So that's what I need to see. I need to see him get to the playoffs and do something. Next, we got Donovan Mitchell, who is one of the best playoff performers on this list, but had a bad playoffs this year. Not even that bad of a playoff, but the team did bad, and it was just disappointing. I thought they were going to win, man, but what he did during the regular season was unreal. He had a 71-point game. Just his eye test. He's going to have one of the greatest mixtapes in his career when it's all said and done. His crossover and dunks, oh my gosh, some of the best in the league. Really good three-point shooter. I think Donovan Mitchell's amazing. I think Donovan Mitchell can get even higher. I want to see, he's done amazing in the playoffs. I want to see him in the playoffs do good just because I root for him, not because I know he needs to prove it. He does need. It's not like he made the playoffs every year of his career, and that's because he's the best player on the team doing that during the regular season. You know, he needs help, man. Like he needs help, bro. Like get someone to help him, bro. Like I hope that they can do their thing, man. The Cavs, I really do. Next, we got someone who in the playoffs actually played himself. I never said he was better than Donovan Mitchell because this is a debate, so y'all probably know who it is. But he played so well in the playoffs that I have to put him. And a lot of people have him higher right now. I don't, but it's Devin Booker. Devin Booker's really good. Obviously, he can get his own shot whenever he wants. One of the best offensive players in the league. Not really a good defender. He's an alright defender. He got a little better. I still needs to get way better, in my opinion. The thing is, I don't like Devin Booker mentally. I don't like he be talking a lot of shit for someone that hasn't done nothing in this league. He always been complaining to the ref, bro. He always doing dirty, the Austin Reeves shit. Like, I don't like Devin Booker. I'm not rooting for the Suns. I hate the Suns, bro. Fuck the Suns, bro. Anyone but the Suns, man. Whatever, bro. You know what? No, whatever. I'll just keep it. Actually, nah. Fuck that, bro. No. This might be favoritism. But fuck Devin Booker, bro. It is what it is, bro. I don't care. I'm not just doing it for favoritism either. Mitchell's better. Honestly, bro, no. Bro, you know what? I don't like the Suns and Devin Booker that much, and I'm gonna do this. Fuck it. I don't care. I'm putting all these people over him. I'm sorry. I was looking at my list. I overrated him. You know, everyone has him top 10 right now. Now I'm gonna be spicy. I'm gonna say I don't care. I think the mental aspect and the cockiness. I think that goes into test. I think that goes into test, bro. I think that goes into it, man. I think that goes into everything. Booker, stop complaining to the refs. Stop being cocky, motherfucker. Stop talking hella shit, bro. You're not like that, man. You're not like that. Talking shit at the end of the game. Dirty ass player. Nah, fuck that. Yeah, 19, bro. Talent-wise, you might be up here though. No kidding. Whatever. Going down here. Okay, next at number 13, I got 4K Trey Young serving a 25-game suspension. Ja, get your shit together, my boy. One of my favorite players in the league, bro. It's gonna be tough to not watch him 25 games, but I think Ja just got to get mentally straight, and he's gonna be fine. I think his talent is unreal. Probably the most box office player in the NBA. The athleticism. I'm so proud of how he worked on his 3-point shot too, and it got better. I think he's a good defender, honestly too. Jamal Murray can be even better. I think Ja's amazing, man. I really do. I think he's great, but you just gotta be on the court, man. That's it. But hopefully the Grizzlies will do it all right without him until he comes back, and they'll be able to make the playoffs. But Ja will be something to prove. I think Ja talent is through the roof, man. Shout out Ja, man. I love Ja for real. Next, we got a player who is very inconsistent and injury prone, but when he is locked in and actually trying and not injury prone, he's really good. It's Anthony Davis. I'll never put him in the top 10, top 7, none of that. Honestly, you can really debate all these players, but I'll just give AD the respect. You know, he did have a good playoff run. He is healthy in the playoffs. A really good defender, obviously, too. So, a little inconsistent offense. He was on and off every single game. Come on, AD. What's that one? He's inconsistent, so he's 12. If he was consistent, he would be up here, but he's inconsistent, so that's the way it is. Now we get into this shit. And a hot take, the MVP is still the best player in the NBA. He choked again in the playoffs. All he cared about was the MVP. That's all he cared about. And then who won the NBA Finals? Who won the Finals MVP? Who won the real MVP? You're not the MVP. You're the least VP. Now, all they were saying about Jokic, you can't be a 2-time MVP or 3-time MVP and choking the playoffs every year. You know, his team was never even healthy in the playoffs. This man has James Harden and all this help, and you're trash. And you average 24 points per game in the playoffs coming into this year, and then this year you didn't even do shit. Maybe you're up to 25, 26 now. That's terrible. Look at Jokic. And only care about the MVP. Trash. You're trash. You choked 3-2. You could have gone to the conference finals. You could have been in the NBA finals. You choked the 3-2 to the team that owns you. You're never recovering, bro. Harden is gone too, probably. Damn. Hey. Okay, next, We got the person that owns him, Jason Tatum, who is inconsistent but is really good. I think Tatum's amazing. I think Tatum's amazing. I think 10's a good spot for him. The players that are above him, I think, are better. Tatum just needs to prove it a little more because he's a little inconsistent. Also, sometimes in the playoffs when he doesn't have it going, he's a really good scorer, good defender, can improve. I think he can just improve everywhere. I really do. And the Celtics it's hard. If Tatum just had someone to run their offense instead of him just trying to do iso ball every time, he would be even better. But it's just tough. But Tatum's really good. Can get to the rim, finish nicely, can really shoot the three. Obviously, especially when he's hot, he gets going crazy, man. And it's good defense. I think Jason Tatum is going to get even better and better. What he's already done is insane, honestly. And a lot of players fail a lot. Tatum is getting a lot of harsh criticism for failing. A lot. But all these we act like KD didn't lose his first NBA final. We act like LeBron didn't lose his first NBA final. We act like a lot of these greats didn't lose their first NBA finals he's been to a lot of Eastern Conference finals. He's gonna be one of the greats. I like Tatum, but I have him 10 as of right now. Next, we got Lillard. Where will he play this season? I think Lillard is unreal. One of the best players in the league for a long time. The second best 3-point shooter on it. He's a top 5 3-point shooter of all time. Probably the second best in the league to Curry right now. He's unreal, man. He's unreal. 71 points he can score. I want him to get out of. I think he's underrated, underappreciated at this point because I think he's still really, really good, and I think it gets slept on because obviously he's in Portland and it doesn't really mean anything. He's not doing anything there, but we'll see what he does. He doesn't want to be traded, so the Aces just trade him. And Lillard, just go somewhere else, man. You deserve a shot, man. You really deserve a shot. But next, we got Jimmy Butler, and a lot of people probably aren't gonna like this one, but I am such a believer in Jimmy. I don't care what anyone says. He did kind of disappear in the finals, didn't play his best, but still the best player on the team. What he does every year in the playoffs, this playoff Jimmy is insane, man. The way he carries his team, I like his mindset. Great on defense, man. If Kawhi teamed up with Paul George, with Jimmy instead of Paul George, the Clippers would have won by now. By the way, but I think Jimmy Butler is just so good, man. Great mid-range shooter, can get to the basket, defend. Just the dog in him, man, puts him over a lot of these players. He might not have the talent like these players, but just the dog in him has him there, man. Next we got Mr. Not Top 5, Mr. Twitter Fingers, Mr. Trash since Mr. All-Time Overrated, not top 15 all-time, Mr. Trash without Curry, Mr. I'm going to have the greatest teammates of all time, but only one with Curry, Mr. Can't be the best player on the championship team, Mr. All this shit, Mr. Need a super team to win, Mr. Need too tall, bro. Fuck KD, cupcake boy, yeah, you're not top 5, boy, you're not top 5, and honestly, after this year, I think you're going to be even lower than these people for real. I really do think you're going to be even lower than these people for real, KD, you're not like that, buddy, okay, you're trash, you're lucky that you even put him this high, honestly, I can put you lower, I could put you lower, but I'm just going to let you rock, okay? You're lucky. You know that you catch strays from me a lot, so you're not catching. This is the least of strays. I know I said a lot, but it's still the least of strays, and I'm putting you at 7, so that's actually good respect. Because I shouldn't put you 7 for real. Next is another player I'm still questionable on, man. It's Luka, man. I'm still questionable on Luka, man, because he can't play no defense. So as many points as he generates on offense, he's also giving it up on defense. So it's tough for me to say, but I'll put him there, man. It is what it is. You can make the case like if you put Luka 10th or behind Tatum, I wouldn't even. Look at. Should I put Luka down, bro? I think Luka has to prove it to me, man. I'm gonna put him. Dude, Luka has to prove it to me. I'm sorry. Luka has to prove it to me. Man. Luka has to prove it to me, and he just plays no defense, and it bothers me. He plays no defense, man. He just plays no defense, man. Like, I don't know what to tell you. He plays no defense. Now looking at this list, like, he plays no defense. His team didn't make the playoffs. It was embarrassing. I understand how good he is on offense, but sometimes he'd be slumping a little bit. Let's not act like he don't be slumping a little bit sometimes, you know? And I don't want to put KD up. That's probably why I put Luka there in the first place, but fuck it. It is what it is. It's alright. Yeah, I think that looks better. Honestly. I really do. I really do. I think that looks better. Luka just hasn't proved it to me in the playoffs, even though he kind of did last year. It's hard to say. Fuck, it's hard to say, man. He just doesn't play any defense, so it's so hard. He's like a cone on defense. Not even like putting effort. Does complain to the rest a lot. He's really good on offense. Obviously, gets his teammates involved a lot. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping, bro. Am I tripping? Should I put Luca back up? Let me think for 1 second. I'm sorry. Let me just playoffs. Lillard didn't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm messing up. I'm gonna put him at 6. I'm gonna put him at 6. Luka's fucking amazing. I trust him. Luka. I just going into this year he's 6, but if he does the same shit this year, I can't. I'm gonna put it that way. I'm gonna put it that way, bro. Put it that way. Okay? That's what I'm gonna say. That's what I'm gonna say. If he does the same shit and doesn't play defense all year long, and but I'm gonna just do that, bro. That's what I'm gonna say. Okay, my bad. My bad. I'm gonna say that. Next is a very controversial one. No one will agree with me, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Kawhi Leonard, and it is questionable, and so I'm gonna put the when healthy on, and it is questionable because when he is healthy, I promise you, talent-wise, he is probably even more high up. His shot making is unreal. Mid-range, insane, unguardable, can dunk. Obviously, one of the best defenders of all time. He's amazing. Obviously, he's so questionable, his availability, and it's really sad, and it's taking a toll on his career, and that is to take accounted for, but y'all can say I'm walling. I might be, but I think Kawhi Leonard is still so freaking good. I think Kawhi Leonard is still so freaking good. It's just health. I think he's one of the best mid-range shooters. I think he's better than KD, talent-wise, anything. Been. And he would have been if you can say, I hope he's better than him all the time. And he's around him still all the time, I think he would own They would have won against the Suns if he stayed healthy, man. He was killing it. I mean, great defender, man. I think Kawhi Leonard is so good. Like, he's so good. He just is never on the court. So, and that obviously has stuff to do with it on a list. So, but that's just my opinion. Let me know. Next, we got the 38-year-old LeBron James. Still probably the best passer in the NBA, top 3. Can still get to the rim anytime he wants. Stop shooting threes, bro. What are you doing? And when he wants to play defense, obviously still can. I think LeBron is still so good. I think everyone still underrated him. No one even has him in his top 5. I think he's still top 5, man. I think LeBron is still amazing. I think he could be better still, but maybe not because of how old he is. But that's the way it is. Now we get into the shit. Now we get into the top 3, man. Now we get into the top 3 players in the NBA, and number 3 might piss y'all off, and I could be wrong and taking a risk putting him this low. I really could be taking a risk putting him this low. Like I really could take a risk putting him this low. This is a risk. Like this is risky putting this man this low. One of the best players I think that's gonna ever live. I think, but I'm still gonna put Jokic, the real MVP, the Finals MVP, the GOAT, the one who just won it all. I love Jokic, but I'm gonna put him at 3. It's risky. I want to say 1 through 3 are interchangeable. They're interchangeable. Whoever you want to put is fine with me. Okay, so this is just my personal preference. Jokic, when I put these 3, is the best playmaker, best rebounder, and that's it. Okay, what he's doing is historic. It's historic. One of the best players in the league. Obviously, I think he's the best center in the league. MVP, just came off the championship, best player on the championship team. We'll see what he does. If he can keep this up, then obviously he'll be number 1 next year, right? It's just my personal preference, and it's just interchangeable 1 through 3, man. Next is Curry. I think Curry is second. I think Curry's one of the best, the best shooter of all time. Not one of. I think his impact of the game is still to this day. Underrated driver of basketball, has improved himself so well on defense, carrying the Warrior squad. The Warrior squad isn't even that good anymore, and he'd be carrying it. He's just one of the greatest players to ever live. He's top 10 all time. He's on my basketball Mount Rushmore. He's not my top 4 player of all time for me. Probably not. I don't know 100%. I really have to think about it. But he's on my Mount Rushmore for what he's done for the game. Still to this day, still doing his thing, making his threes, man. The shot ability we've never seen. The way he gets to the basket, unreal. Underrated with that. Playmaking, amazing. I just think that he makes more of an impact than Jokic. That might be crazy. I take that back. Not bad, but I just still think he's better than Jokic. I just do. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. And then number 1, this is a risky player to put at number 1 because he can't shoot. But I think he's coming different this year. We saw what he did all year. He was the number 1 player all year until Jokic won. If Jokic didn't win, no one would be calling him number 1. That has something to do with what I'm saying. But I think Giannis is going to come back different. One of the best defenders in the league, best transition player in the league, probably the best dunker in the league. Just really needs to improve that jump shot and free throw specifically, but he's unreal. I think he's coming back with vengeance. It's something we've never seen before. Strong. I think Giannis is still the best player in the league. And I think he's gonna come back with vengeance next season, and I think the Bucks are gonna win it all. That's just how I feel, man. Obviously you got injured in the playoffs too, so you gotta take that into account. He missed those 2 games, 3 games. So that's how I have it. Y'all might call me crazy for Jokic on being in the best player, but I feel like every year we get very recency bias towards the player that wins it off to be the best player in the year. Like I was saying, Curry was the best player. I was saying Giannis, but this is just how I feel about it. So that's my top 35 players, man. This was a 35-minute video. Went crazy. Let me know the list, man. Let me know the list. Let me know where you'd put everyone. It's very controversial. It's very close, especially the top three interchangeable. I don't care who you have. They're like equal to me, but I'm just gonna put it in that order. It's just my preference. And that's my list, man. Let me know your thoughts on it. Make sure to like, subscribe. Let me know if you want more lists, man. Top 10 point guard, top 10 shooting guards, etc. All that teams. I was gonna do a power rankings video, but it was gonna be an end of the season power ranking. But now it's a little too far. Too much shit has happened. Too many players are on different teams. So I think I'm gonna wait to the beginning of the season, right before it starts to make a going into this season power rankings after free agency. You know, obviously all the players are on this ranking on that, but I think my list is great. I think it's amazing. Let me know your thoughts on it. Make sure to like, subscribe, man.